Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Make It Monday. I am Lisa Fulford, and I'm going to be your creative coach for tonight's projects. And the cards that I have tonight are they can be Valentine's Day, or they could just be, just because. I have the Otterly Amazing set tonight, and then the other one that I have is Heart Shaped. And so I'm really looking forward to bringing you these adorable projects. So I'm going to turn the camera down so that you can see my work area. There we go. And here are the cards that we're going to make. Isn't he adorable? Oh, my light's not on. No wonder I can't see. There we go. And it just shimmers and, sparkles because this is our glimmer paper. And I just ran it through an embossing folder. And then this is a card layout design. I think her name is Wendy Eller or something like that. I can't remember exactly her name. I saw where somebody had posted it, I think on Pinterest, and I did some back checking on it. And I think I came up with her name's Wendy. I think it's Eller or something like that. I want to give her credit, but I can't exactly remember her name, and that wasn't who posted it. So, but her card went in portrait. I guess it would be this way, in portrait. And she did not have her label go all the way through, but pretty much everything else is about the same. I wanted mine to be a little bit different. I changed it, and I wanted to add a little bit more interest to the front of it. It's gorgeous the way she did it, don't get me wrong, but I didn't want to do it exactly like hers. And then on this one here, this is a card pattern that somebody else had posted, and so I just made it work with what I wanted to use for my elements. So we'll get started with this Technique Tuesday. I hope you stick around, see it all till the end, and like what you see, and you come back for future videos. So I'm going to lay these up here like that. I think we are going to do the otter one first, just because I think he's adorable. But so I'll just put this one off to the side a little bit and put him more where you can see it like that. And I want to share a little something. February is my birthday month, and I get these cute little holders for my glue. And so for the month of February, I have this little cupcake with my glue in there, and they make me happy seeing them on my desk. For let's see, for part of Christmas, I had a Christmas tree ornament, and I also had a Christmas tree. And around fall and Halloween, I have a jack-o'-lantern. And so I just find them to be extremely cute. I give them to my team members also. And I think it is, oh gosh, the Country Hive, I think it is. I keep wanting to say Beehive, but I know that's wrong. The Country Hive. So you might check and look them up, but they make the cutest little things. And so I just wanted to let them know that I'm not a spokesperson for them or anything, but I want them to know I really like their products. They do a really cute job with them, and it makes me happy. So we'll get started with that. Sorry about that little side note tangent. So I'll bring in my bits and pieces for that. And so here's how my card kits come. Oops, that fell out. And so if you make a purchase from me, I'll send these card kits to you, and I'll talk about that at the end. But you open it up. There's the pieces in there that you need. And here they are. Now I'm going to grab, somewhere I wrote down the measurements, but I'm not seeing that. So let me grab, thought my ruler was right there. Let me look around here. I have a little one, so I don't like using the big one unless I've got to. And it's right behind me though. So this one here, it's a Calypso Coral. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So it's a top open. And then you take your bone folder and you crease it hard so that it stays closed. This is our inside piece. It is 4 by 5 1/4. This is our DSP, and I believe it's 2 inches by 5 1/4. Get the ruler. Nope, 5 1/8. Excuse me. By 2, so 5 1/8 by 2. Our piece of old olive is 4 1/4 by 1, and our glimmer paper is 3 1/2 by 1 3/4. And I'll put the measurements down below, or I will create a project sheet. I haven't decided which way I'll do that. And then this is from our Spotlight on Nature, the dies that were in that bundle. Now, right here, I clipped part of it off. I was trying to get as many out of the sheet of paper as I could. I clipped a bit of it off, but the way it's going to go behind this, it didn't matter. And then the otter, I had one on my desk. Oh, here he is. There we go. And then this is just the that paper. And there's some otters on the back of this. But then there was a sheet of a bunch of otters in the water, and they had like some with little babies. They had some laying on their back. There's all different kinds. Some of them are coordinate with the dies. And that set is Otterly Amazing. And the ones that are like this one, these 3 here, they have dies. So this one does not match. This little guy matches him. So if it's one of these 3 on the images, then they will coordinate with the dies. But I fussy cut, it just makes it quicker for me whenever I'm doing the video. All right, so these are all our bits and pieces, and I'm going to do a few things so that I can move on and have some pieces out of the way. And here is my tray of all of my supplies. It's going to be for the 2 cards. So I'm going to grab the ones that I need first. I had an in-person class today. Took this along with me so that I would have everything that I needed. And let's see, we need the words, and we need the fish, and we need those words. So everything else I can put back. And then these are the little gems that we're going to use, and they are the Riverside Irregular Pearls. All right, so it does not take long to do this card whatsoever. And it's actually kind of fun. I'm going to bring in a piece of paper here. And we're going to need this for the other card as well so that we get good lining up. So I'm going to take my Calypso Coral and the words, "You're Utterly Amazing," ink it up, and I'm just tapping. Okay, bring in my circular piece, lay it down, and I want to bring this to the top. Stamp, lift. That looks pretty good. Set that off to the side to dry. Grab the one with the fish, ink it, come from off the edge, and then going off the edge. So it kind of looks like schools of fish. I didn't stamp off or anything. I wanted that pretty full strength. And we are finished with the Calypso Coral. That off to the side. Now we're going to bring this in. Whoops, get something to the computer. There we go. I'm going to bring this in. We're going to glue that to the inside. This way we can get bits and pieces off our desk as we go and kind of keep the area clean. It's a little tip that I've been trying to do, and I wanted to share. As long as you get as many pieces off your work surface. I'll move this out of the way for now. I'll bring that in for the next one. Oh, and the embossing folder that I used for our glimmer paper, and that is the Oh, gradient? Is that the right name for it? I'm trying to think. Oh my goodness. I think it's gradient. But it goes from light to dark because these are two different colors. But on this end, it's starting to get a little darker. And so it goes from light to dark. Ombre, maybe? Ombre glitter. But this is the embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder. And it's called Soft Waves. And it makes these beautiful waves for on the glimmer paper. And it makes it look more like water. At least that was in my mind. Okay. So we've glued that to the inside. Now we're going to take and add glue to the back of our DSP here. I try to do the corners to know that they'll be stuck down well. And then I just kind of zigzag in the middle because the corners are what matter. Because you can glue the center, but if your corner is loose, it's going to get caught. So it opens this way. And we'll bring that in right there. Line it up. Looks pretty good. And then press it down. And you want your seaweed to be going up, so it is directional. All right, so now I'm going to lay this down at the bottom. Come up just a little bit. And I want my Mossy Meadow ink. I'm going to grab the stamp that says Love You Lots. And we're going to come down here at the bottom. And we're going to stamp that right down there. It says Love You Lots. Now I will have to clean that because we're going to use that same stamp for the next card. So I will go ahead and do that now so I don't forget. I have a chamois, but I did forget to moisten it, so I'm just going to use a baby wipe for now because they work great in a pinch. There we go. Clean that up. Leave that there in case I need it, and then I'll put this back with the other. All right, so now we're ready to finish up adding some bits and pieces here. I'm going to add glue to these edges, the corners, and zigzag, whoops, up through the middle. Not much cake over. There we go. And then we're going to, it goes from edge to edge. Trying to get it pretty straight. Like that. Got glue on my finger now. All right, so now we're going to bring in our words, our circle, and we're going to add glue down here at the bottom. We don't want to get real close to that wording. We're going to bring in our glimmer paper, and I want to leave just a small edge over here and a little bit larger one on the left. So kind of like this. I'm going to make it horizontal with the amazing with the words. So right here, it's a little smaller than this edging here. This is a full finger length and this is not. Okay. Make sure to get it fairly straight. And just press that so that it can adhere. And we're going to add glue to the back of it. Okay, whoops, corners. And this is, like I said, a 3D embossed glimmer paper. So you want, I keep knocking that one over. You want to make certain that you get it adhered well. So I'm going to put it up a little higher than I need it and slide it down because I did not get enough glue at the top of my circle. And I'll press that down. So right now, all we're doing is adhering with glue. And we're almost finished. I'll grab me a set of scissors. I'm going to fussy cut very quickly, and you move your paper instead of the scissors. These little guys do not take very long to cut out. And just keep going around, and I leave a border so it's not as noticeable if you like get the border's not as the same. But if you're trimming it too close and you get real close, then it's noticeable. So I trim that out. I'm gonna flip it over, and we're gonna add some dimensionals to this. I've got some minis, and I got some regular size. Whoops. Put that down. Put that back up there. All right, so I'm gonna put them, the large ones, in the area that I can do large in. Okay. And I'm gonna grab mini one for here. I'm going to take those backings off, and we'll be finished in just a moment, just a couple more moments. So remove all these backings. And he's kind of coming up the side. I want the head above the water here. And just attach. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to bring in these. And grab a little one. And a couple bigger ones. And these, some of them look aqua, some of them look green, some look purple, some look pink. It's just how the light hits them. They're pearlized. So here's the one that I made ahead of time, and here is the new one. So I hope you really like that one. I find him to be so cute and adorable. I just love him. So there is that card. So I'll set this off to the side for now. So the kit would come with all those pieces. I would not fussy cut the otter out. That would be up to you. But so that's the first card. And here's the next one. So here on the inside, and there's a little embossing here. So when I do the heat embossing, as long as I don't talk, it gets extremely quiet. It sounds like you lost volume, but it's just, I have a noise canceling microphone. So if I'm not talking, you won't hear the heat gun. But if I talk, it'll cut in and out intermittent, so you'll hear my voice and you'll hear that. But I'll try not to talk while I'm doing that. I'm gonna bring in these bits and pieces. I have, let's see, this is the stamp that I'm gonna need that we used on the last one. This heart, we need some for some art. I'll show you a little trick. This is, let's see, this is our Baker's Twine Essential Pack, and we're going to use the white, and we'll show you a little trick with that, how you can make that work. I love tips and tricks to share. Now for this card, it is the Sale-A-Bration Heart Shaped. Has this nice little set of dies. I used the die to cut out the pink heart and ran this through twice to get the little sprigs, and then this little one here with crumb cake to get my little banner. And then on the stamp part, we use the heart. I did not use any of the other words. They say thank you and just because and that type of stuff, but I wanted to use the love you lots from the other stamp set. Now then, just a hint, if you buy the 2 embossing folders, the Otterly Amazing Bundle, and the Nested Essentials, you'll be awful close to being able to earn this from Sale-A-Bration. I can maybe do the totals down in the description below the video so that you'll know what you would need. And then you could also add on some inks if you're close. And don't forget the little gems. They're gorgeous. All right, so that's just a couple tips and hints. So I'm going to bring this back in because we're going to need it. All right, and here is my card kit. So I'm going to grab it and I'm going to push on the envelope, and I'm going to slide so that I make certain I get everything out of my envelope. And so I have my seafoam banner, and it is cut in half. And then I have a piece of basic white, and I do believe it's 3 by 3, but I'm going to double check because it's been a little bit. Yep, 3 by 3. Oh, I got 2 banners. I think I forgot I had one in there. And then I have a piece of basic white, and it is 4 by 5 1/4. Pretty certain. And this one is, pardon me, this one's 4 by 5 1/4 also. And then I sent it through the Isla embossing folder. I did spritz it with water first and then run it so that it would not crack the paper. And then this is our card base that is, let's see, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So that is our base. Here is the valley. Here's the mountain. If you fold away from the valley, but the mountain on the inside of the card, they say that that helps whenever you use the bone folder to make your things. They say that it makes it crisper because of the way that it breaks the fibers and it holds your card base closed. All right. So right now I'm going to do a couple quick things on stamping, and then I can start gluing some of it on the card and inside. So I'm going to take, this is the seafoam. Let's see. Yep, soft seafoam. I'm going to take and just stamp or ink my stamp up. And this is that heart. It's like a viney heart. I'm going to try to put it right in the middle of this. And if you don't get this exactly right, it does not matter because we are going to, it's like a shadow behind the pink heart. Pick this one up, go right here in the middle of this also. Stamp. Now this one's a little bit more crucial to get everything on there. And that looks great. So here are my 2 images. This stamp set, it stamps beautifully. So we'll move that out of the way. All right, so I'm finished with the heart. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then now we're going to start adding some of our layers so that I have less pieces on my desk. That is, again, one of my things that I do. I'm going to add glue. Now, glue works best if you have Stampin' Seal Plus. That works okay also. This is a 3D emboss, so there's a lot of ridges and things, and so I like to put the glue so it can get down in those ridges. It opens this way, and I'm going to center that on my card front. Now when it is color on color, tone on tone, it is a little bit easier or harder to see that to get an even border all the way around. I have lots of lights on, but it seems awful dark here on my desk. I'm sorry about that, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights plus my overhead lights. Now I do have to have my overhead lights dim because it creates it does not make sense to people, but in photography and video you can get light noise. And so with my LED lights, it makes the image on the camera roll, and you see that whenever I upload it to YouTube, and it bothers me, so I imagine it would bother other people. And so I don't like for that to happen. And I know a lot of people, use their phones, and I don't know if it automatically takes it out, but I have a fairly nice actual webcam type thing, and it picks up on that stuff, so it doesn't cancel that all out. So here's all that. So we've got those pieces all put together. I can set this off to the side and work with this. So this is 3 inches wide. I want to set, put this up here. I want to set these to where they will just be on the outside edge of, like, width-wise, and I'm lining them up on my grid lines. I find that if I do that, I get a much better outcome than if I'm just eyeballing it, because I have trouble with that some days. All right, so then I'm going to pick this up, and I'm only going to add glue on either side. So my heart, this is the top of the heart. I'm just going to add glue right here. I laid it down, step it in there on just the center. I don't want it up here or at the bottom because it'll stick to my paper. I only want it to stick to the banner. And so this is just the regular banner, and I cut it in half to get the 2 pieces to extend it. But when you put this down, you will never be any wiser that that happened. So I'm just trying to center this all up. You want to try and not lift it if you can, because if you do, you know how glue has that wiggle room? Sometimes it wiggles more than you want it to. Like this right now. I'm just trying to line it up. There we go. And then you want it to lay there for just a few moments, because you want it to adhere well. All right. While it's sitting, I'm going to set that in there. I put on the back side of Pretty in Pink, that's what this color is. I've not been telling you the colors. On the back side of the Pretty in Pink paper, the strips that I was using to cut the hearts out, I put the sticker paper on the back, and I try to leave at least one petal or something to where the sticker paper was not complete. So here is a section that is pink, and then it's also white. So I'm going to grab, I'll grab that with my nail. I can't feel it, so. And then I'm going to peel that backing off. There we go. So grab it, and then just slide, and you want to do it gently because you don't want to tear your vine heart. So just take it easy. Take your time. There we go. Now this side's the sticky side, and this is the pretty side. And I just want to kind of lay it over the heart that we stamped. And I want to make where it doesn't stick to me. Kind of center it over just a little bit. It looks pretty good, and then press it down. Okay, so this should be good and dry, and it is. And then our heart is on there. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to grab dimensionals. All right, so I have the sections that are, you know, around the edges. We don't waste those. Take and add those to the edge of the seafoam and the white where they come together, so that I make certain that not only does that glue hold, but then the dimensionals will also hold. And then we'll take these, put on this outside edge as well. Like, you can tear these in half. You don't have to cut them. And that's what I just did, was tear it in half. I'm going to take the backings off. Sure. I'm struggling with that one. All right, got it. Put this off to the side for right at the moment. Put this back in here. And I want to bring it to the left. And then kind of center it up and down. And I'm not going to press because I want to pick it up and look and see if it's where I want to. As long as you don't press those in, you can readjust them. Okay, looks pretty good. And then press all those dimensionals so that it adheres to that. And the reason why we use several is because that is embossed and I wanted it to hold well. All right. So our next little trick, so there, I'll lay that there for now, is we're going to do our thread. It's about the right amount. And I'll put this back over here. And then bring that sheet back in. And I'm going to lay this down and take this little line here, tells you it's the small end of the alcohol marker. And this little line here tells you it's the brush end. We want the brush end. You're going to hold the one end of your thread. You're going to just, and I'm not pressing because I don't want to break the nib of the thing. I'm just barely holding it. Like, I can hold it with like 3 fingers. Just pull this through here. Okay. And I do it again. Because it does roll. There we go. And you can make that white thread, twine, any color you want it to be. Now, you can either tie a regular bow or you can make 2 loops and tie those in a knot. This bow is not that, you know, elegant, so I'm just gonna, and you hold the knot and pull the little ends and you tighten, and that's how you make a nice bow. Move that out of the way again, and I want to bring in my glue dots. With glue dots, you can take it and just, whoops, I felt one just now. Oh, we'll just grab this one because I don't know where the other one. And you just kind of roll it off there. So it's a little glob. And I'm going to set it right here in that little point, but on the seafoam. See that? And then I'm going to add my little ribbon bow right there. I'm going to leave the tails for now because I may want to adjust, but I don't think so. And then now we're going to do our little sentiment. Okay, did I have that piece? Huh. I'm looking here. I may have to grab another packet. Let me see if it's in my... Uh-oh. Well, maybe I put 2 of the banners and did not get that little piece because I can't quite remember having it whenever I unpacked it. So where did I put my little packet? All right, let me see if I can grab the packet really quick. because I have several more. Oh, they're right here. I knew they were nearby, but that's how I take them to class. Maybe there's... Well, what did I do with the little... Okay, I've had to set them somewhere because the other little things are missing now too. Sorry about this. It seems like it is not a day of crafting for me unless I misplace something. Because I need the little green things also. There's that. There is the green thing. See, this is the way the banners were. There's the other one. And then I'll just have to look for the ones that I have. Let's see. I have approximately... I think I have 4 kits left of each of these. So if you're interested, I do have those available. If you place an order with me, now there it is. When I move things around, I get disheveled, and I'll move these up here to the side. And I'm going to bring in the embossing powder, my Versamark, and my stamp greeting. I'm going to use the embossing buddy, and I'm going to make certain that I get that wiped off so that I don't have any stray pieces of embossing powder. I did have a coffee filter. I'm going to use this now. I want to stamp to the left, but not all the way over. And I'll take and ink up the Love You Lots, and it's a very sticky type ink. And it's also like a watermark ink. And you want the top of the L's to be at the top, like edge. You're going to cut a little bit of the Y off at the bottom. So I'm going to have to stand up, I think, to get over this, to make certain I get it lined up. Hopefully I've got it straight, considering I like to never found that. Looks pretty good. Okay. Cover this up so I don't get embossing powder. I love this embossing powder that we have now. Not that I didn't like the other. It's just I do like this. It seems to be a little finer. Okay, and I'm going to try to put it back in the jar as best I can. That way I don't lose a lot. And see, I lined the L, top of the L's up at the edge, and that little bit of the Y got knocked off, but that's all right. And we don't have to be in a big hurry to emboss that because the powder's already on there. I want to get this back in the jar. Close that up. Move these out of the way. Bring in my cutting board. This. And some tweezers. This little cutting board is so I have a glass top and I don't want to shatter it. You take your heat tool, and this vent here, you do not want to cover that up because then it can't get the air that it needs to produce the heat. It needs to have airflow, and we have a 0, 1, and 2 setting. I put it on the number 2. I let it heat up for a few moments, and then I wave it over my embossing powder. I will try to show you so you can see how it changes. Let's see if it'll focus on me. Okay, and see if you can see how it changes. Then I come up behind it and I will kind of get it to raise up. Oops, I'm plugged in here, but it's hooked on something. All right, so here we go. Remember, it will sound like you lost audio, but it's my sound canceling microphone. Now it's starting to melt. From the back. If you overheat it, it will get really dull looking. Trying to get it to there. See how nice that is? It's very pretty. All right. So I can move this out of the way. I was going to lay it down, but I wanted to show. And we're just going to trim this little bit off the end. Just as straight as you can. We're going to, I think it's cool enough. I'm going to flip it over and add just a little bit of glue on this end. Okay. We're going to put our little sprigs on. So I'm going to have this one going this way. And this one going the other way. I just have them kind of cascading. That's the way, I think her name's Wendy. I think that's the way she did hers. So I'm going to let that adhere for a little bit. I'm going to take a dimensional. I'll turn it over and I'm going to put that down. And I put a little high up, so I'm going to trim that dimensional down. There are fixes for everything. Just don't cut your little cascade. Okay, so I made certain it's stuck there. And I'm going to add these. And it is wide enough to get these on there. I just went a little too high. Oh, here it is. You could use the little ones, the minis, if you weren't comfortable with putting those on there. Need to throw that one away. And we're almost finished. So I'm going to take these off. Ha. There we go. We're going to come over to the edge of the basic white. And then press that down. I want my ribbon to pop up on top of there. And I'll trim these ends off that aren't quite colored in. Gotta make it where the tails go down. And then there is our card. They're easy to reproduce. I will say it is a lot of die cutting or going through the stamp cut and emboss machine, but it's so worth it. Isn't that a gorgeous card? So I'll clean this area up. So if you don't already have this embossing powder, it is wonderful. So there are multiple pieces and products that you could order to get yourself to the $120 in the US, to be able to earn that stamp set and die set for free through Sale-A-Bration. So here are those cards. Here are the other cards. Aren't they just so cute and just so fun? When I look at the little otters, it makes me smile. And when I see these, I'm thinking of who all I can send those to. But yes, I'm going to list below where you would log in for me if you would want to shop with me. If you already have a demonstrator, that's awesome. I'm just showing you new ideas and hopefully giving you a few tips. But if you don't already have a demonstrator, or you aren't, just stay with one, I would love to earn your business. And so if you place an order with me of $40, I will send kit out to you to make cards like these. And everything will be in there that you need, the paper and the ribbon and things like that. I won't send the marker or anything like that, but you'll get some of the little embellishments and things like that. But if you make a purchase using the host code, and today's the 3rd. If you do that by the 9th of February, so that gives you a week, then that tells me any orders that you place in that amount of time that you are wanting this kit. But if you go ahead and you purchase $60 worth of merchandise, then you can get an item that's for the $60 area for earning a free Sale-A-Bration item. If you do the 120, then you earn another. You can either earn 2 of the Sale-A-Bration items that are for the 60, or you can get one, earn one. That set is one of them. That's the set and the dies together. But if you're going to order 150 or more, do not use the host code. And then that way you will get rewards. You still earn the Sale-A-Bration items. And so you get your choice. But if you do place an order with me for the amount required for this, you will get the kit. And I will put that dollar amount in the description below. And if you order the 60, you get to earn a Sale-A-Bration. If you order the 120, and you can either get the set that we used for this, or you could get 2 of the $60 ones. Don't we just love free product? Earning free product is awesome. And remember, if it's $150, you get the hostess rewards and you get the free products. So it's a win-win. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all again for another video. I do Makeup Mondays. Tomorrow I have a Technique Tuesday. And on Thursday I have Mystery Stamp. So I hope you'll join me again for some of my other videos. And if you could consider maybe subscribing to my channel, I'd absolutely love that too. But until next time, I want to wish you a happy day and happy stamping. Bye-bye.